blame it on you or the doctor. It's important for nurses to be active in organizations like that research paper I brought up earlier. Nurses have to be on the boards of hospitals because they need to get their voice heard. It's not just about the doctors, it's also about the nurses. That's very, very important. Also, more women need to be on hospital boards. Just say. Another great piece of advice that she's given me is to make sure that I intern or try and work in a hospital somehow, even if it's just as a receptionist or just helping with the kids or volunteering. It's good because you get experience and you can pick up the lingo quicker than other people who graduate nursing school and just know what they learn in school and they don't have experience. Nurse Mallory was my latest interview. I interviewed her for my final product, but due to scheduling issues, she couldn't actually be a part of it. Nurse Mallory worked at a hospital and a trauma center in New Orleans before she moved here to Frisco, and she works at Legacy ER now. My favorite thing that she said was it's for adrenaline junkies, trauma nursing. She said that every time a new case comes in, everyone's blood starts pumping and they all swarm to the patient, and it's fun and stressful, and that's what I look forward to. The most rewarding part of her job is giving comfort to people and putting 110% of your effort and ability into saving someone's life. She said when loved ones die, people will always remember the doctors' and nurses' efforts, which is true because we both bonded over losing family members, and she said that when her dad passed away, she wouldn't have had it gone a different way because of all the nurses and how the doctors were so supportive, and they went around and they really prayed for the patients, they cared for the patients like they were their own family members. And that's what you should always strive to be when you're a nurse or a doctor. A very important thing that she conveyed to me, she said it over and over, never stop learning. Even after you've graduated, keep reading about what you want to do, keep digging into all the books, all the textbooks and everything, all the articles, because you're never your best. You can be the best that you are at that time, but you can always get better. From the interviews that I've been on, I've learned hours are flexible, which is good for having kids, which I plan on doing, and having a family. It's a great job for those who want a family. Nursing school is difficult, but don't give up. I've been told that the friends that you meet in nursing school are friends that you will be with for the rest of your life because you're all on the same schedule, you all know what you're talking about, and it's fun. Get a job in a hospital as soon as possible, like I said, as a receptionist or as anything, and get your master's degree, because I think that's important for absolutely any job. If I stick to nursing or if I go somewhere else, I'm going to get my master's degree because not only do you get higher pay, but you're more likely to get hired. This is my favorite part, is my original work. I was actually given the idea by one of my other classmates to have a PSA for my final product. And we were talking about what I could do, like wearing seat belts, driving under the influence, anything that has to relate to trauma nursing. And I thought driving under the influence was the best idea because it's a topic that's important to me. Like I mentioned, my dad passed away because someone was driving under the influence. And it's also the leading cause of trauma cases in the nation. And teenagers need to be more aware of the repercussions of driving under the influence. What does this entail? In order to make this PSA, I got people who are willing to help me and share their views on the topic. Like, I interviewed Nurse Wilk, Officer Storm, Nurse Mallory at Legacy ER, and then I even got in contact with the Mothers Against Drunk Driving organization, and they helped me out a little bit. I also got my family members and my friends and some teachers' opinions on drunk driving so I could have a little bit more background, but I didn't include everything in the PSA. My film and editing guy is Alex Alford, who's done a lot of the films, or what are they called? The PSAs for schools, I guess. And the most difficult part was getting clearance from administration to show the PSA and present this to the senior class. It was hard because of deadlines, and I'll go into that later. But I was also thinking of having maybe flyers to hand out, not when I present it to the senior class, but when I give it for my final presentation night. What issues have I come up with? Have I run into? Time management. I'm not very good at that at all, so that was very difficult. I like to write schedules and not keep up with them. And then I had to decide between making it a video or a radio PSA, and I eventually landed on video. And then it was hard to gather all the resources and set up interviews, because the way I did it was I interviewed people and then I filmed their interviews, and that was very hard to schedule 2 different ones. And then the due dates, like when I had to have it done last Wednesday for Miss Craft, and I was out of town the weekend before, so it was very difficult to have it all put together in time. My production development. How did I come up with this idea? Like I said, I was thinking about it with Shaz, a classmate of mine in ISM, and then it's very important to me, like I said, because of trauma nursing and because of my dad. I interviewed Nurse Wilk, Officer Storm, and all the people that I mentioned before. Basically, they all had the same message. Drunk driving is bad. Driving under the influence of anything is bad. It can hurt yourself and everyone around you. Everyone that's in the car, the families of people that you hit, everyone. Issues that I ran into, like I said, time. Mothers Against Drunk Driving, they actually were trying to pass a bill or something like that in Austin, and they were busy, so they weren't able to sit down and have an interview, but they gave me a lot of information via email. And like I said, all the people that have helped me at the school, Nurse Wilk, Officer Storm, Miss Craft, and Alex, and all the teachers. This will be where my video is, but I'm not going to show it yet. What else did I do with my PSA aside from making it for ISM? This was my favorite part, is I thought it would be really cool to show it to the seniors before prom, and prom is this weekend, so we will be showing it tomorrow during Roundup, and I'm very excited, because even if people won't pay attention the whole time, it's still getting my message out there to someone. How does this apply to the real world? What is its importance? As we move on from high school, we still need to keep in mind that we're adults, but we still can't make stupid decisions like drinking and driving. It is extremely dumb. I've known people that do it. I know people that died from it. And I just want to, if I can impact one person tomorrow or at my final presentation night, then I've done what I wanted to do. How have I changed our ISM? I have learned how to network. I've learned how to conduct a good interview, and have gotten a little better at public speaking. And I've also learned that I cannot procrastinate like I have been doing all through high school, and that's very important for college and for like everything in the future. I will use the skills in job interviews, and when I decide what I want to do when I grow up, and when I decide where I want to go after for graduate school after I get my bachelor's. And what ISM has taught me is to not procrastinate, to get everything done right away when you're assigned it. In my future, I'm going to University of Colorado at Boulder, and right now I'm currently undecided for my major because they have a pre-nursing program, and I'm trying to still decide if I want to do all my basics there and go somewhere else for a nursing program, or if I just want to stick it out and go to nursing for a graduate school there. And I'm in the College of Arts and Sciences, so I can also do some theater, and I'm also in the honors program, and I got a good scholarship. I plan on, like I said, maybe going to the school for 4 years and then going there for the rest of it for pre-nursing, or I am actually thinking of maybe looking into digital design for advertising, and they have a good program for that too. Yeah, thank you for coming.